Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here to hear or listen to two people that serve time with Gypsy Rose, and both of them have complete opposite experiences. So I figured, in all fairness, let's listen to both and have a conversation. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so I mentioned doing this video well over a week ago, and I've been a little behind, still trying to, just keep up. Life gets busy sometimes. I've heard from a lot of y'all that you've been unsubscribed from my channel. So if you want to be subscribed, double check, make sure you are. You can also follow my Instagram, because anytime I post to YouTube, I announce it on my Instagram stories and provide a link to the new video. So maybe that's something. Of course, no pressure. If you want to, my username is the same as YouTube on Instagram. Maybe that'll help. I just heard it from some people, figured that I would pop it in here. We're here today to react to Tuesday Sparks. She made a video advocating for Gypsy and saying all of these nice things about her. And then now, today, I came across another video that is quite the opposite. So we're gonna watch both. Let's start with Tuesday Sparks and see what she has to say.
Work with me while we talk about Gypsy Rose. So I was incarcerated from 2018 to 2022 at Chillicothe Correctional Center with Gypsy Rose. She was actually my roommate for a very short period of time, but I lived on the wing with her several times, off and on throughout the years. And every time I see something people post about her, I always feel like I'm going to make this video. But I never do, because I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to stay out of it. People have their strong feelings and opinions about her that don't even know her, which is really weird to me. But I was just listening to a podcast about her, and I'm going to...
So you do know her because you served some prison time with her? You think that you know her, and that negates the fact that people are allowed to respond to what she's doing publicly since her prison release? Gypsy Rose has shown her true colors to all of us, and we are absolutely allowed to have a conversation about that. You don't know her just as much as we don't know her. You are responding to what you saw. We as the public are responding to what we have seen. It's in all fairness, but let's keep going.
Say my opinion. I honestly have no idea why people feel so strongly about other people when they don't know them. But, you know, that's just life. People do. Everybody has their opinions. But, my opinion in my time knowing her, Gypsy is such a sweet girl. I know that she did what she did, and it was wrong. You know, I did what I did, and it was wrong. The difference between me and Gypsy was I was an adult, and I knew better. And I lived a normal life, and I knew that I didn't have to do what I did, and I did it anyway. Gypsy, her whole life, was in a very irrational environment. Nothing in her life was normal, ever, from a very young age. So I think that she definitely acted irrationally, but that's what she's seen her whole life. Gypsy said that she felt more freedom in prison than she had ever felt. I also feel like if this was an abused woman and she killed her husband because she felt like that was her only way out, we would make excuses. She's being berated, and it's just crazy how people literally hate her, have such strong feelings towards her because of what she did when she was a teenager. But I will say, she's very sweet and kind, and she would give anybody anything. She was very childlike.
Okay, but here's the thing. she's saying she was an adult. Gypsy was also an adult. Even if she did not have a normal life and exposed to the things that a lot of us were exposed to by that age, she was still a full-grown adult and used somebody who absolutely should not have been used in that capacity, because she knew that she could get away with it if he carried out the act for her. And I don't know who she's trying to speak for here, but I would absolutely have the same opinion if Gypsy did it to her husband. By using Nicholas Godejohn to carry out the crime, I would absolutely still have zero respect for her. Zero.
Like in prison, but she also stood firm on what she believed, and she didn't let people push her around or bully her. Not saying that she was a bully by any means, but when she was being treated unfairly, she definitely spoke up on it, and I always liked that about her, because a lot of people didn't. She was always doing these crazy makeups, these anime. She was always a character and getting her pictures. She loved having her pictures taken. She took care of her skin. She magazines. She loved magazines, and she loved learning like DIYs for, such a girly girl. She was a lot of fun. She was always, her room was always...
But here's the thing, and I get so tired of this being the excuse. Like, oh, well, she was mistreated. She was this, she was that. Do you know how many children, actual children, I'm not talking about Gypsy here, I'm talking about children, in between the age of, when kids start to form memory, all the way up till the time they are a legal adult, do you know how many children are abused by their parents? There are so many kids that are abused, and they, number one, they obviously don't do what Gypsy Rose did, but they also don't use that as a crutch to excuse other bad actions or bad decisions that they might have been involved in. They don't use it as a crutch. And anytime somebody tries to criticize Gypsy current day for the way that she is behaving, we always get back to the original argument of, well, she was abused as a child, she didn't have a normal childhood, but how long are you going to let that be the excuse? Because at this point, frankly, I'm getting tired of it. I have held space and felt for her that she went through some things that I would never want anyone to go through. However, I am also tired of everyone jumping way back. Y'all don't want to use the past to define who Gypsy is, but you want to use the past to be able to say, oh, well, she was abused. You have to remember, she was abused, she was mistreated. But let's not judge her for the past, but we'll allow that to be the one thing that we can go back to and use that as an excuse. It's hypocritical garbage.
Like a lot of laughing and playing and dancing, and we didn't have like radios, but we did have headphones, and so you just see them, like, if she was in the room with like younger people, she would be like having her headphones on and dancing and just really fun. She's super, super sweet. She really is. She didn't care what other people had. She didn't worry about, in prison, like, status is determined by how much canteen you have and how much clothes you have and, all these things. The food, the meals that you would prepare, and, who you had in your clique, and she didn't care about that. What she did care about was makeup. She had a lot of makeup. She cared about crafts. She loved making things. And she cared about people, for real. Another thing that bothers me is Gypsy didn't ask for any of this. She did not ask for her case to be made famous, She didn't ask for people to be following her around. She didn't ask for there to be a camera crew outside of the prison when she was let out. She didn't ask for any of that. She didn't ask to be judged every day. You know, she didn't. I do believe Gypsy learned her lesson. I believe that Gypsy was in a really bad place when she committed her crime. I believe that she did feel trapped. And I'm happy that she did her time. She sat down, learned her lesson. And I'm happy that she's out and thriving. It's crazy to...
Okay, so she didn't ask for this, she didn't ask for that. However, she has fully capitalized on her platform that she has been basically handed, because she certainly didn't earn it. And she sits on this platform and is messy and is not doing advocacy work and takes other people's stories, like Kate. So to Tuesday Sparks, I would say, if you are giving this much sympathy and this much, praise to Gypsy, then how do you feel about her using Kate's story? And Kate is an actual, everything is so documented with Kate and the severe abuse that she went through. Does it also mean that you're a fan of Kate? Because here's the thing, you can't be a fan or an advocate for Gypsy and then say that Gypsy is the only person that is the, she's been using Munchausen by proxy as a branding name. The whole thing is just such a disaster, and it really pisses me off. And I get so tired of the excuse of how stunted and immature and all of the things Gypsy was. She not only knew how to orchestrate and have this crime carried out, she also knew how to steal, she knew how to escape, she knew how to, go with Nick, and she knew how to make these sultry little videos from the hotel room talking about, oh, you're eating that, you're going to eat this next. Gypsy is not this little girl that was stuck at the mentality of a 12-year-old. So again, let's stop excusing what she did, because you can hold space for some of what she went through, but that also doesn't mean that criticism is not allowed.
See somebody that you lived with for so many years, that you ate next to, that you had so many conversations with, you sat on the phone line with them, sat on the phone with them, shared a room with them. It's crazy to see them. You were just brushing your teeth with them, and then now they're on TV. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Me and Anna talk about it all the time, how crazy it is to see her. She's just Gypsy, She's great, and I'm happy for her. And I wish her nothing but wonderful things. I love that she's experiencing life in such a beautiful way. I know that she has a lot of hard times, but she's strong enough for it. She really is. She can handle it. Also, one more thing I want to add, and then I really gotta get to work, is she did not do things for attention. She did not act out. She did not. There were a lot of people in there that did. She didn't. She was not one of those people. She stayed out of trouble. She did what she was supposed to do. She enjoyed the little luxuries that she got, so she stayed on incentive wings and did the right thing. She did what she was supposed to do. She did not act out. She was not in the middle of the day room screaming and hollering and yelling like a lot of people in there. She was not even, she stayed in her room for the most part. I'm telling you, she does not care about the attention. I know that she doesn't. And believe me, you're dumb. I can only speak to her character, what I've seen.
Yes, but Gypsy also did not want to be in prison. So of course she was on her best behavior, because she knew that if she could act as if she's, prim and proper and on her best behavior, she knew that she could marry Ryan Anderson and use him as a part of her being released back into the free world plan that she had. The girl manipulates and orchestrates everything so that it benefits her, and then she will trash the people that helped her get there and move on to what she thinks is the next best thing. Not one time did this creator acknowledge that it wasn't an immature Gypsy that did da-da-da-da-da. It was a very mature Gypsy who orchestrated the of her mother, but not only did that, but she used Nicholas Godejohn to carry it out, so that she, as she had said in the past, she is not the one that committed the act, and she knew that she could sit on that until the end of time. If she didn't like the attention, then she wouldn't be sitting on social media being messy as hell all of the time. Somebody who doesn't like the attention and doesn't want the attention, didn't ask for the attention, would not be sitting on social media in the capacity that Gypsy Rose is sitting here with us, just eating it all up. I'm not gonna look because I don't care that much, but I do wonder, like, what did she go to prison for? Did she do something similar and that's why she thinks the Gypsy is just little old Gypsy? Please. I want to move on to this other person who had quite the opposite experience.
What do y'all want to know about Gypsy? How did y'all find out what she did? So we found out what Gypsy did because she passed her paperwork around to everybody. Everybody thought she was one of the child molesters, one of the pedophiles, because that's who she hung out with. So everybody thought that's what she was in prison for. So she had to literally pass her paperwork around to prove that that's what she wasn't there for. Different kinds. Yeah, she did brag. She bragged about giving him the knife. She just... she bragged about, like, the stuff that, like, went on. She never really bragged about fooling everyone, but her behavior, obviously, you can tell that she's a scam artist. She had a lot of commissary towards the end, I believe. She didn't really have shit when I was there with her. She was stealing people's commissary. So... Lily. I think Gypsy said she gets off parole in like a year or two, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember how long she said she has left. Michelle, which Michelle? No, she didn't fight.
So anyway, obviously a lot of people in the comment section are saying, oh, she's just doing this for clout, like blah, 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 whatever. Here's the thing. Anyone can jump on social media and say anything. And I don't know this creator. I don't know that other creator. There are a lot of people saying that Gypsy allegedly paid Tuesday Sparks to make those videos in favor of her and say what she said. Who knows? But these are two accounts from people that allegedly knew Gypsy in prison. The one thing that I have a hard time with the second video is I've never been to prison or jail, but I do know that people do not like when you're stealing commissary. So I don't understand how you could steal commissary and get away with it without there being hell to pay. So that was the one thing that I kind of looked at twice. But either way, you know, here's the whole thing. People that were in prison with her can say, oh, she was sweet. Oh, she kept to herself. She liked to do this. She liked to do that. I don't really know what she was up to when she was in prison. I do think that that's where she belonged when she was there. But as far as my really strong opinions about her, a lot of them have come from what she's done since her release. It has been things that confirm that she has a lack of a moral compass, a lack of integrity, a lack of respect for other people. It gives the look of she is like a leapfrog and she's just going from place to place, using what she needs for that moment in time and then jumping on to the next thing, and everything else is history. You know, there for a while she was going on her media tour with Ryan and talking bad about Ken. Now she's jumping on you know, her own social media now that, especially now that it's gotten this big, and now she's talking about Ryan. Can we not see like the manipulation? And it's always feel bad for Gypsy. She did a get ready with me and a Q&A. I'm going to film that reaction and it'll probably be up in the next day or so, because a lot of y'all asked me to film a reaction to her Q&A, but I also saw she did this, like she was applying tanner or whatever, and she said that she was going to a photo shoot. I have a feeling that photo shoot is, or could be, what a lot of people have been speculating about. And I feel bad like repeating it, but if y'all know the rumor that has been going around like wildfire with Gypsy, and then you look at what she is wearing in this very important photo shoot that she says that she's doing, saying the photo shoot will be hanging on the wall and it's really important to her, I think we kind of see where things are going. But of course, I'm going to wait until she makes her official announcement before I repeat those words. But it's just it's a whole mess. And at the end of every single scenario, it's always Gypsy Rose is a manipulative victim. It always has to be about her, and she will manipulate anyone or any situation to make sure that she is getting what she needs at this moment in time. And that's how I feel. And we're here to talk about it. I'm not going to pick apart every single little thing that, you know, oh, Gypsy looked left instead of right, or, you know, whatever. But I am going to focus on the things that I think are intriguing, or the things that y'all think are intriguing. And we're going to talk about it because obviously this topic is interesting to my subscribers, and I'm happy to have the conversation. And yeah, that's just what we're here for. But either way, that's how I feel about these two people that have shared their experience allegedly having been in prison with Gypsy Rose. I don't know. Tell me how y'all feel. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.